Welcome. I am Melissa Brace of melissabrace.com, and we're doing a soulmate, twin flame, true love reading today, and we will be pulling some cards and checking into the divine feminine as well as the divine masculine collective energy and see what's going on in the energies. So I'm going to go ahead and start. And I was just, shuffling a couple of decks of cards and getting a couple of messages, channeled messages as well. So I'm going to start with pulling a card and just go. And I'm going to start with Divine Feminine first. That could be soulmate, true love, twin flame, relationships and connections. And I'm going to start with my favorite Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle deck, and I've been kind of shuffling for a little while and grounding and meditating. And so for the Divine Feminine, the first card that I got was it was really poignant for me, since I've been having some remembrance of love and what things are like, or what relationships are like over my lifetime lately. And so the first card we got was Remembrance. Card number 38, Remembrance. And the card says, the frequency of remembrance supports our memory of everything that we have gone through as a soul in a body, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this time. This is really perfect to start with. In all of my readings and stuff in the last months, it's been really a little bit up and down for a lot of people and who are called to be, in romantic love relationships, and who know they're twin flames, or who know they have starseed soulmates, or just really want to have a love connection finally in this unloving, kind of crunchy dumpster of a world that we live in sometimes, to rise up and have this whole true connection is kind of what many of us yearn for. So Remembrance, which is a number 11 card. I'm going to hold it up again. I'm seeing a lot of people really change, break up, or really realize who they want to be with, and some of the choices are kind of startling, like not at all what we would expect. People are getting divorced and coming together, just people we wouldn't have dreamt to be together. And so I think there's more of that to come. And I'm feeling, especially for the Divine Feminine collective, so that would be the overall collective of the the feminine energies on the planet, has been brutally kind of annihilated in some ways, and it's been really hard. So to remember maybe lifetimes past, or last year, or 20 years ago in our lives, what love and what connections were like, and what we've learned has been a really big theme going on lately. And so I'm going to go ahead and use my Rider-Waite deck. So that's a regular tarot card deck, Rider-Waite deck. And pull a couple of cards and keep going for Divine Feminine, and see kind of what's going on in the collective consciousness, or going on possibly in each of our lives' stories. And I also want to say that the soulmate companionship, the twin flame connection, or experiment as we might call it, always begins with us. So if you're asking for your twin flame or your soulmate, it's good to look inside and see what you are offering. But the Divine Feminine's been through a lot, and not that the Divine Masculine has not, but they've kind of been chewed up and betrayed and stomped on a little bit, so throughout time and history and recently. And so I think it's time for some shifting, which I feel is happening in a really big way right now for many twin flames and many soulmates. And I think many people are going to find that they are awakening or finding new people that they've never met, or going back to old choices that they know they have a deep soul connection with. Can't stop thinking about things like that. Or at the very least, we're clearing out some of the old energies and the way things used to be. And we're realizing what we really, really want. So I'm going to start with a couple of cards. First, I've got the Chariot. That's good. It's movement. It's kind of balance. It's quick movement. Someone coming in. And the Four of Cups. That's a little bit of a rest. Not sure. Not really into anything. So I'm seeing a little bit of a nonchalant, like, but I'm feeling it for the Divine Feminine, kind of a newness and a knowing inside of what we want in a relationship, a marriage, a partnership. And I'm also seeing the Empress, which is the 3. And I think we're coming into a time where most of the Divine Feminine will really know exactly what they want and have the boundaries and the wherewithal to say yes or no, or this is how I need this for me to be healthy and whole and happy. And I'm feeling like really strong connections just coming forth with the Chariot, which is movement. Sometimes it's travel. Sometimes it's self-reflection that ends up being a mirror and is with someone else. Here's more. So here's the Six of Swords, which would be air energy. And the Six of Swords is travel. Look, they're on the boat, and it's moving. Could be moving, literally moving. Like, are some of you considering moving and thinking about being near someone else, somewhere else, a new job, a new direction? It feels like that many will be called to at least change a little bit into a different direction. If not, a new home space or a new career or lifestyle, or be recognizing new partners that we just were maybe not expecting. You know what? Even some of the ones that we were just so disappointed in, or so just unclear about, or that really kind of messed with our minds and made us learn our hardest lessons, some of those connections might be coming back around as well. Okay, the next card I see is the Four of Pentacles. So a lot of the Divine Feminine may be at least penny pinching a little bit, or focusing on career, direction, work, what's calling them inside of their hearts. It's non-romantic, but you also could be, as I'm getting the Ten of Pentacles and the Lover's card in this, tell me more about this is what I'm asking. You might be seeing in this time period upcoming where you realize what you really do want, and you realize who resonates with you, what kind of soul tribe you have that works, that has some of the same goals and dreams. And so and the Ten of Pentacles denotes that you're coming from a space of, I know what I want, and I'm balanced, I've worked really hard for it, and it's here, everything's all right. And of course the Lover's card is the Gemini card, but it also, you can see this and recognize this in others, a partnership that could be just around the corner, it could be happening. Or if you're already with a soulmate, or if you're already with a twin flame, if you're already with a starseed soulmate or true love, you might find that your partnership may go to a next level, and you have, those times where you get to really connect with someone, like it's been really blah for a little while or stressful, and then you really get to connect with them on a deep soul level. And I'm seeing a lot of the Divine Feminine people. This could be male or female. Sometimes the Divine Feminine is in either sex or different times and different ways. I'm seeing the Divine Feminine open up a little bit, open their heart chakras up, and really allow some new possibilities and love directions in, as well as purposes. So I'm seeing some waking up, like many people going to wake up to what they really want. And that could be literally a job or a living space. Where do I want to live? What do I want it to be like? Think about it for some of us who are older, named me. There are some dreams and some passions that I totally gave up a long time ago. I remember the day that I'm very musical, I'm very right-brained. And so I remember the day that I gave up my Stratocaster. I just gave it away. And I decided to be on the spiritual path. And in my lifetime, I'm very creative and musical and artistic. And so I decided to go down the spiritual path. There might be a message coming in with the Page of Swords, which is air energy. Kind of short, to the point, distinct, kind of immature. Could be a little annoying, yucky energy coming in. Could be messages, could just be just quick, short, blunt. Also, I've got the Page of Pentacles for the Divine Feminine. So there could be maybe some possibly unclear, quick and to the point messages coming in, or offers or ideas about directions, family, building, home, dreams, stuff like that might be a little bit uncomfortable, but also be very rewarding. And I'm also seeing, I got the Seven of Swords, and that's usually somebody that feels really rough about themselves or is manipulative or stealing. This guy's, look at him, he's taking off. He's like, oh my gosh, he's looking behind him like I'm running off to take off with these people's swords. Oh my gosh. What he could do with that many swords in the first place doesn't even make sense. So some of that energy might come up again. So if you have been surrounded by people that have tried to be harmful or anything like that, they might pop their head in and just try to pretend and see if they can steal some more from you. But you'll see it really, really strongly and really clearly. Or you can balance out something that maybe was mistaken or imbalanced in the past. So this could be with family, this could be with friends, this could be just any circumstances or how we're feeling inside. Like, like I said, a lot of people are feeling just exhausted and like, what's this been worth? Like, why am I working so hard for nothing? And then, why do all the janky weirdos try to manipulate me and take off with my cash and my snacks and my energy, my light, my essence? So this might be balanced out, where could be either an apology or a balancing. Like someone might pay back or apologize or just come in as a person who's learned their lessons pretty well and come in a different way. So the next card I have is the Sun. And the Sun is one of my favorite cards of the whole deck. And the Sun kind of denotes balance and wholeness. And I think it's great love, actually. And understanding and beauty, everything that we ever wanted. Sometimes it can also be about marriage or coming together in partnership, because both people have come into a new resonance of wholeness. Let's pull a couple more for the Divine Feminine Collective. I'm also getting a message, an angelic message, saying that the Divine Feminine, whoever we are, might be experiencing these things in different ways. But we might be really letting go of old ideas of what we want. Like, for instance, a certain type of person that we think we really fit with, we might be letting go of that and going, whoa, the person that I didn't ever expect, like, that was not my type. I don't even like that kind of stuff. They like totally different things, but you have the same purpose or same goal in common. And a lot of it, I feel, is like spiritually based, magical depths, knowing each other. It's time for the Divine Feminine and all of us, men, women, everyone, to be heard and known. So it's time to lay down some burdens and finish up, finish organizing, finish paying off bills, finish clearing out things. I'm hearing one of my guides saying, throwing out the vermin, throwing out the garbage, chunking the trash in the trash can, and watching as it drives off into the big trash truck comes and drives off with the old burdens, releasing of burdens. This time it's with help, though. There's a little bit of support, and kind of really realizing. So this guy's in his garden. He's the Seven of Pentacles, and he's kind of pondering what he can do, right? Like what he can do. Like, what do I love, and how's my garden going? Let me just talk to this little leaf over here and get a little more water and make sure there's no weeds in here, and really tending to his garden and his depth of being, his purposes inside, his truth, his sacred truth. So the divine feminine I'm seeing is just putting up with nothing but their own divine truth directions. Wheel of Fortune. This is a time where karmic balancing happens and the wheel moves. So this is kind of a nice card as well. Usually this one feels very good, where things do balance out. Like really, literally, if you've had horrible, bad things happen to you, and I don't know, got divorced and you're sad, and what your ex took off with all the cars and the cash, and it just was really hard. It feels like this is a time of balancing. And you come into this where you might have a new job offer, you might have a new, offer for a date, and you're going, whoa, I didn't know you liked me. I didn't know you've been watching me for 2 years or 5 years and liked me, so maybe I should say yes. And coming into a space where they can trust the goodness, like the motion is moving, and we're coming out of the blahs and the losses and the griefs, and coming into a nice new time of our lives, really. So pull 2 more. So I've got the Strength card, which is a Leo card, where the lady has the infinity symbol over her head, which to me, sometimes during the day I get some synchronicities and downloads and some coded things, and that usually is our higher selves or our angels sending us messages to help us navigate through the days, our own lives, our moments, and so that when I see the infinity symbol, that usually means twin flame or soulmate connection. And so she's happy and everything is beautiful around her, and she's got the lion, she's got her hands in the lion's mouth. So the divine feminine knows they can tame the beast within themselves and be a balancing checkpoint for their mates who can, are taming the beast within themselves too, or bringing sunshine, bringing the good out in each other, bringing the truth. And so I'm feeling that a lot of people are going to choose to learn how to bring the good out in each other and help each other and have compassion for each other in the next parts of their relationships or the next pieces of life when we get frustrated and overwhelmed and all those things. And it feels like there are some answers where, family support coming around to help. Let's choose one more. Talk about choose. The Two of Swords. I believe that what this is denoting is that some of the divine feminine cannot see what's right in front of them. And it's not that they're in bad danger or they're having a horrible time, but maybe it's overthinking and they can't tell which direction to go yet. So these things uncover, perhaps the blindfold and the moon shining above will help uncross the swords, and the blindfold comes off and you say, I do want to go in this direction. I think it'll surprise some of you. I really do. I think there will be some for the divine feminine and our journeys and all the people that are opening up to connect to true love. I think you might have some surprises and some support that you weren't expecting, and self-love as well. So, and some of these things, it might not be choosing between two people, or it could be choosing, which state to live in, or which place to go to, or which career. I've had a little bit of that in the last while, actually. But it also could be you no longer arguing with yourselves about if you're good enough. So I was also choosing like shuffling some cards before we started, and for the Divine Feminine, I got the Romance Angels Oracle cards out by Doreen Virtue. And the one I pulled for the Divine Feminine was just really strong. You deserve love. And I'm seeing in group, in mass, as all of us heal, all of us go into the next seasons, that we might be recognizing or releasing some of the guilts and pains and shames and sufferings that we've all had, wounds and fears, and learn how to trust ourselves and really realize our values and worths, which is I don't love it when people say that. Like, that's a really easy spiritual meme to say, like, well, you just didn't know your value, so it's all your fault that those people were mean to you and beat you up. Maybe, but I think there's a real gift in this upcoming energy where you can recognize that you really deserve love, like love, not the game, not sort of love, not like second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 74th best love, but to really be known and heard and loved. And you don't have to be different. You're just you. Keep shining. So that's my message to the Divine Feminine. Then one flies out as I put it on the shelf. So recognize the past life connections, and I got the past life relationship. You have known each other before, and you'll kind of recognize each other as kindred, or the ability to heal things and know that you can open up to trust again and know deeply each other again. So, in love relationships. So that's the Divine Feminine reading. Feels pretty good. I wasn't really expecting it to be that positive, but I think there are a few moments or glitches where you go, oh, I don't know which way to choose, or I don't know if I feel good enough yet, or I don't know if I like anyone. Coming out of the doldrums and remembering some of the old things, and you go, no, I don't really want it that way anymore. I want the best. I want the highest good. And you'll see that incoming glimpses. And I think in the next, what I'm seeing for Divine Feminine, and in the next 4, 5, 6, now, and in the next 4, 5, 6 to 9 months, I'm seeing some really beautiful connections, but now, like, is a really big possible wave where people are connecting and knowing who their heart is calling them to. Whether you know each other or not, you can kind of feel each other. So let's see. Let's go ahead and switch over to Divine Masculine. So at like 23 minutes, almost 24 minutes, I'll be Divine Masculine reading. So I'm asking, like, what can we see for the Divine Masculine? And again, I'm using the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle cards. Third eye chakra. That's interesting. So this is for the Divine Masculine energy. The card I pulled was the third eye chakra. Has kind of a nice flower of life pattern. Download the activation in the picture. I shall show you again. So this is third eye chakra, higher up, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. And it says the frequency of the third eye chakra, the indigo flower of life, supports our intuition and our inner knowing. our imagination and psychic powers. So I'm seeing a lot of the divine masculine. That could be the men, the males, or it could be the divine masculine in us really coming to a point where we can really trust our intuition and our higher selves, like our intuition knowing. And I've seen some pretty cute men over the last few years get like really a lot of downloads of their really psychic abilities, intuitive abilities, healing abilities, just knowing and wisdom and spiritual things. So I'm seeing that open up even more, like the flower of life opening up more to the divine masculine and really supporting them. And as they learn to use it wisely, no misuse of power, no misuse of, overthinking psychically things, which is never good for anyone. I think it really nurtures the divine masculine and helps them understand also that they're on the right track, because I think there's been a lot of mistrust and also woundedness in the divine masculine, misunderstanding, not knowing how they're behaving as well sometimes. So overall, like not caring or not knowing or not recognizing. And there's a bigger awareness coming in these days. So kind of think that's cool. And I go back to the Rider-Waite. I'm going to shuffle a little bit. I'm seeing for the divine masculine who sometimes it's just, some of them need to, and remember this could be in all of us, male, female, could be the men, it could be the women, whoever plays the role best or is working on their divine masculine. Some of them need to like apologize to themselves or to the others around them for not kind of being compassionate or thinking. It feels like the divine masculine that we're recognizing that even though it seemed like they were more powerful, the men were more powerful for the many thousands of years past, that it feels like that they've also been very wounded by the imbalance of how things were going and how women were treated and men as well. So the first card I'm getting for the divine masculine is the Hanged Man, sort of in a space of I don't know, waiting, not sure, which is a little bit opposite of the third eye chakra card, which was the number 6 card. And the next one I'm getting is Queen of Wands for the divine masculine. So they're kind of waiting, checking it out, waiting. The Queen of Wands is usually denoted as a fire card, fire sign. So that's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So I don't know if some people are waiting to understand a feminine that's possibly a fire sign or has fire qualities in them, or really thinking about them and not sure. Somebody's angry. So I got the next card I got is the 5 of Wands for the divine masculine. So it might be overdrive, overthinking. And to me, it feels like I think some of the divine masculine energies are going to go, let's balance this. Let's heal this. Let's make it better and no longer try to outtalk each other or be strong over. And here I go. Here I see it. As we come out of like an argumentative state or an angry state or a seethingly like, it's almost like jealousy or hope they don't do well, anger at the people around them or perhaps a soulmate or loved ones or family, just angry, just argumentative, not even making, to me it feels like energy that doesn't even make sense. And they come into a place and they go, I really know this time, I really know. And then they realize that they're enough. And they have, with the Ace of Cups, see there's the dove on top and the overflowing cup in the hand from heaven, holding it out. It's like the sweet spot, the truth, the kind of knowing where you want to offer love to, and being just, even if you're scared, just going and saying, I think I love you, so can I talk to you? And that's cool because I'm getting the Nine of Cups for the Divine Masculine next, which would mean they might be met with, when they realize that they can trust themselves and try to keep pushing, love instead of anger, worry, stress, jealousy, whatever's going on. Feels like that the Nine of Cups that's a really cool card because that's one of the best ones in the whole deck, where your kind of dreams are coming to your dreams. Everything's in order, lining up. It's like everything is golden that you touch. So it feels like dreams coming true, and that some of the divine masculine energies or people are really going, oh, not only am I lovable, so are they. And I really know who I can't quit thinking about. And I really know what I want to do in this world. And I really want to forgive myself for not, doing enough, making enough money, or saying it right, or being on time, or whatever it is. So it's almost like a self-love. And again, there's another mirror reference, like reflecting out to the other people who, realizing that the woundedness in themselves and forgiving the woundedness in others. So it's like a mirror of, all right, everything's okay. And seeing truly, like if we could close our eyes, seeing the light and the divinity in each person. Not the stupid thing they said last week, not the way they acted last year, not that one thing, and totally have kind of a new clean slate coming in is what it kind of feels like. Might start with self. I don't know, but they have possibly a balanced out moment to offer. Man, this is good. Divine masculine. So I got the High Priestess and Ten of Cups. So what's better than the Nine of Cups? The dreams coming true, and I know what everything's perfect and golden. Well, that'll be the Ten of Cups because that's everything. Look at the family. They're dancing. They're celebrating. They have their perfect home. It's a perfect rainbow. They're abundant. They're healthy, happy, whole. Their crops are growing perfectly. Ten of Cups. It's everything going okay. Everything's all right. And the Divine Feminine got like the Ten of Coins. So that means like stable, balanced, grounded. Every dream coming true. In another way, like a richness. Every dream coming true. So for the Divine Masculine, I also get the kind of yin yang card, the magical High Priestess number 2 card. And that to me feels like it means that they've recognized or known their femininity inside, their truth that's being uncovered that they couldn't see in themselves. So it's Divine Masculine energy, seeing the truth in themselves as well as in another person. So even if they have to wait and go very slowly and watch a little bit, not watch like creepy, like don't be all hanging out down the street watching, but kind of wait and watch until they understand how to present this. I love you. I want this connection. I want to work with you. I want to help the world. I feel called to help others with you. Offer, and it feels like it's bubbling up, and so many who might not have said anything know what they really want. And that's coming forward. Let's see what we got here. It goes back to this mental blockage thing because I'm getting the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is a little more angry. So think about this Divine Masculine, which again could be male, female, could be in all of us. Think about this. Could you possibly be making a mistake if you're trying to judge where everyone else is at and not yourself? And it's okay to be angry. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay to feel feelings and let that go. And while you're surrounded with, possibly you don't even see it all, really beautiful options, love, direction, balance, career, healing of deep inside of us, of the Divine Masculine. Could you maybe see, even if it's taking a long time and bothersome, annoying, disappointing, Temperance, or if you're too scared, all of us have fear sometimes. So the next card I get is Temperance. Could you maybe see that you might be misdirected. Like it didn't have to be the end all be all. There might be better if it's not what you wanted, if it's not the person you wanted. What if there's someone better for you down the street, in the next city? So, it feels like overthinking. This is a good one for the Divine Masculine. The Nine of Pentacles. So, also very golden cards. You look at the robes, they're all golden and holding the perfect falcon. And, you know, the garden is just filled with golden pentacles. That one feels like a stable within oneself, balancing, grounding, and knowing what they want, making their dreams come true in a rich, abundant, healthy way. Like everything's stable, everything's set. You can breathe a sigh of relief and maybe recognize how much you really do deserve goodness, love, happiness, support, everything good, everything highest good. Let's do a couple more for the Divine Masculine. The Divine Masculine feels like overall in the last couple of months, and certainly recently, like they've been going through a lot. Like maybe it's moments, you know how we go and you go, oh, yesterday was so good. I had a great hair day. It was wonderful. I got to see people I liked. Everything was smooth. No one flipped me off in traffic. And then the next day could just be heavy. Now that's partly because of attachments or how the world energy is moving. But sometimes we all need to kind of be the hermit and sit down and rest and think or not think. And the little Star of David, or it also could be in a bigger picture, could be the Metatron stars and the hermit's lantern. So he's recognizing within himself some deep knowledge and understanding, wisdom and truth. So even if the Divine Masculine has to wait or is not sure all the way how to do this, and wants to present themselves as better, bigger, better, just know that it's time. I mean, you're good enough. You've always been good enough. And the last one I got was for the Divine Masculine is the King of Swords, which is an air sign, usually Aquarius. Could be other air signs, or it could just be a strong, person knowing what they want, or cutting away some things that just don't serve the highest good. So, and again, I'm seeing people break up, get divorced, surprisingly. So even sometimes, sometimes we're cutting away from, not that some other soulmates and the other people and past people are negative. In fact, we should send out a great love for our karmic partners, our families, our friends, our loved ones that we've learned so much from, even if it was really hard, even if they were icky. Even if we were tough for them, even if they don't know what to do. It feels like that's balancing, but we're cutting away some of the truly, if there's anyone really bad, really harming you, like abusive, narcissistic, truly, it feels like, so the Divine Masculine is cutting away some of that and no longer going to put up with stuff that causes problems as much. I pulled one more card, and the Star is the card I pulled for the Divine Masculine. And the Star is just like, look at that clean water and freedom and joy and knowing and abundance. And so it feels like that's whatever they needed to know, the truth is coming forward. And if anyone tried to block them, or everything's been hard, or there were misunderstandings or arguments, it feels like that they can walk in and really know the truth and feel good within themselves, their own Divine Masculine energy, and see the truth. So it's really a cool gift and blessing. I really liked that reading because it feels like it's a lot of strong goodness for soulmates, twin flames, true loves. And I just love this one. This is just another definition that I added in. I don't know if other people are saying it or not, but it's like starseed soulmates. So technically all of us would be a starseed. But some of the starseeds are just kind of come in with a little bit of advanced awakening, knowledge, understanding. They're just creative. They're themselves. They're kind of quirky sometimes. Sometimes they have the hardest time. Sometimes they're the most separate. But a really advanced starseed that's come in that doesn't often incarnate on Earth. Sometimes they are strikingly interesting looking or interesting, some things about them. So there's soulmates for the starseeds. So for the Divine Masculine, I'm pulling a Romance Angels Oracle card from Doreen Virtue. And I think it's kind of cheesy, some of these, but this one feels really good. And it's healing family issues, healing family issues, which sometimes can really cause a lot of problems. A lot of problems for relationships and marriages and second marriages and third marriages and things like that. It can cause a lot of problems. God knows everyone everywhere is, their children have broken their hearts a few times and they have to heal and grow and learn from their children as well. So this could be in the DNA. This could be the sins of the father that they're talking about, but healing family issues or things within us, could even be addictions or personality pieces that are peculiar that we've learned in our family lines or DNA. So I'm going to pull a card from each deck for all soulmates, divine, masculine, feminine, doesn't matter who, male, female, tall, short. If you live in France, or you live in Australia, or if you live in Canada, or if you live in, let's name one, New Zealand. Ooh, sounds pretty, doesn't it? I'm going to go there. Not this week, though. I've been really got to unpack and do some laundry and things. So I'm going to pull one last card for all people, all love connections, all love. I'm surprised at this one. Codependency. What do you think about this? What if the world and all its people are learning how to no longer be codependent and yank on each other's chains a little bit? So you go back to the no more addictions, no more so-and-so has to do this, no more overwhelming neediness or separation. How about isolation too? So the codependency, that could be a tactic in codependency. Like, oh, I'm not going to talk to you and this will make you want me more. It's not a good tactic, by the way. Makes people need to have therapy, so stop it. But codependency for all people. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So as we look within and we heal some of our addictions or our pieces that we don't even realize that we're doing sometimes to each other, this in a big, massive scale, imagine that where we can, as I did in a channeling earlier, some of the old patterns and beliefs are dissipated, and that we can expect to maybe have better alignments with each other without extra cords and connections and ties and maybe attachments that are sucking the life out of us and making us go in different directions. So I'm going to ask for anyone that wants it, for all things that we no longer need and want. Everything that's been blocking us in our hearts and our minds and our lives and our families and our lives in every way to be disconnected from us and dissolved and transmuted and tracked to the source of where it started, the root of it. And it could be a past life, it could be family DNA, but also the sources be transmuted. And transmuted means if there's a energy ball of energy, a negative or an attachment, that it be dissolved and turned back into whatever the highest good is for all of us. And I'm also asking for all people to be aligned with our true loves, whether that is within another person or in ourselves, so that we recognize how we're important and precious, irreplaceable, and truly loved. So that's a really tough one, I think, for everybody. And I'm going to pull one more Rider-Waite. I'm going to, for all of us, just love. How about a last love card in the Rider-Waite? I don't usually read cards. It's been a long time since I've done very much card reading. I had a client, I think it was today or yesterday, said, I'm kind of interested in reading regular playing cards. And I'm like, oh, I can do that. Let's do it. Let's roll. And it was fun. But I'm such a seer. I visually see. So I usually get the messages much quicker and with more clarity, just without cards or without much help. But it's neat, the tools. So here's what I got for all people: love, twin flame, soulmates, true love. You know how I'm feeling this? This is not necessarily, it might be for some people, like juggling two people, not sure, should I go this way or that way, or can I keep both people, secrety, have one person and then have someone else. This is a bad choice, by the way. Lots of readings. No, bad choice. But this might be the juggling within ourselves. Am I worthy? Is it okay? Is it time? Can I do this? Should I let that person know I care about them? Because then it would hurt. I don't want to be vulnerable. Which way am I going? What do I do? And also maybe just kind of finding some balance. And I think we're finding partners and soul tribe as well that will not be romantic. But certainly be loving to help us find people with our similar and same goals and purposes, and wanting to help the world and help serve humanity together. And the last card for love is, no one wants me to sing. Last card for love is third eye chakra again. I'm going to do another one. Last card for love is Tantric Journey. Tantric Journey and third eye chakra. So if we pull our energy from our third eye chakra and balance our chakras and pull the knowing, pull the understanding, pull the knowing from our third eye chakra through our heart. Perhaps it's time for some of us, unless you're young and underage, for a tantric journey. So the tantric journey, that was the third eye card. And then the tantric journey card. Get this, they're both number 6s too. So I'm going to read the third eye chakra again, and it says the frequency of the third eye chakra. The indigo flower of life supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination, and our psychic powers. So I'm feeling like everybody's awakening more to their knowing, their truth, and maybe even being drawn to somebody else, but certainly being drawn to ourselves and love, like really loving ourselves. The frequency of Tantric Journey helps us to unlock hidden knowledge and wisdom that we intrinsically hold about how to reach a state of wholeness and completion through our sensual experiences or some of our other senses. With ourselves, always starts with ourselves, and with another. Tantric Journey. Pretty groovy. Thank you. Hope this was fun. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was enlightening and eye-opening, and I thank you.